think for me personally, I just want to just like in this season, I just personally want to share more and just give people like a real demonstration of what it's
What
like
the
to be actively being intentional, like how to actively get up every day and choose to be better than you was yesterday, knowing that there might not be a change in circumstance, and that's the hard part.
you telling me?
That's the hard
You
part.
telling me? Like seriously, you telling me right now? Because look, I have to do that every day, and
Yeah.
it's hard, especially with three kids. I have three kids. There's no breaks for moms. Also, as a parent, I have no breaks. I don't have a choice to choose. I have to get up in the morning and get them ready for school. I have to get them ready when I don't feel like doing it.
I was just gonna say, talk about the times when you don't feel like it. Talk about the times when you want to just sleep in. And sometimes as moms, we tend to sleep in. We want to sleep in. I've done it to a point where I have not been showing up as a mom, as my best self, because I wasn't even in the space that I needed to be in to be better. You know what I mean? And that's real. Like I had to tell myself, okay, boom, partner, you better get up and get up. You can't be here wallowing up because you've been here wallowing up ain't gonna change the circumstance. No point with the circumstance. It will remain. It will remain the same.
It will remain the same, but for me, that part right there is what'll get me because I'm like, why can't I have that moment? Why can't I? Why I have to? I know I don't have the choice to get up, but why can't I have that moment where I'm not giving my 100%, where my 0% have to be enough? And I was having this conversation last night to be exact, where I was talking about my frustration about somebody telling me, "Oh, I'm raising my kids in the American way," because in that moment, how my child was reacting, it was not in a way that they liked. And I just said to my friend, like, "Look, I don't mind. I don't mind somebody correcting me and say, give me suggestion. But one, it's how you say things to people, and two, I had to look at why I had to give in that moment. Look here, if my daughter was screaming on the place, I didn't have the energy to say, hey, hey, look here.
Yeah.
I did not have the energy in that moment for all that. What she got was a gentle. I said, Chloe, come here, baby. No, don't do that. Next time she was like, hey, look here, you women, look here.
It varies.
We have to stop pretending like we are like men. We are not like men. Men are very linear. We are very, what do you call this? We fluctuate. That's why we have a cycle. And we have to go with the fluctuation of how our moods, everything. We're like the ocean. We're like water. We
Yeah.
have to go, we have to move like that. We're up 1 minute, we're down, and we have to move accordingly. Men are very linear like that, in straight line, push through. We have to stop operating like that because that's not the way that we have been designed to operate.
But you know what? You're right. And on that, I want to add, I think for me personally, we tend to not give ourselves grace. I mean, like, we don't give ourselves permission to be human. We don't give ourselves permission to be us in that moment. Because we have motherhood on our shoulders, we have entrepreneurship on our shoulders, we have all these other titles, wife, this, then the third, the third, the third, the third. So accustomed of catering outside ourselves
And we don't give.
that we don't get to do that to ourselves. And then we punish ourselves for not showing up for ourselves. You see what I'm saying? So
Until it
it's
reached
like
to a point, until it reached to a point
a break when you
where,
break.
and I have done this.
I've
I have broken. Me,
Trust me, talk about broken.
it landed me in the hospital twice, and I was crying out for help. Before that even happened, I had to keep quiet when I wanted to scream, and then I put everything on my shoulder and just tough it up. Be tough, be the strong woman. I'm like, look here, no. And I ask for help. No, you have to be the strong woman. You're tougher than you think. And sometimes I don't want to be tough. I don't want this title of superwoman anymore because it takes the humanness out of me. And I need to be human. I am a human being. I am, look here, I know we want to be godly and everybody's talking about, oh, you're a God and this and that. I am not God.
No.
There's only one God. I can do all things
Through
through
Christ who
Christ who
strengthens
strengthens
me.
through Christ
Who's
through Christ
who
who
strengthens
strengthens
me.
me. Through
Yeah.
who strengthens
Me.
me.
Hmm.
That means without him I have no strength.
No.
And I recognize that I've been doing this without him. Doing this by myself. Who's strengthening me? Who's strengthening me?
No, it's true.
I strengthen myself.
That's why we were always failing.
That's why we
We,
fail.
we were failing because we did it without him. That's the reason why we failed. No matter how much effort and time and blood and sweat we put into it, it would always falter because God wasn't in the center of it. And the moment he became the center of everything we do, only then we start to flourish and only then we start to glow and shine and just be the light that everybody see in us. Oh my God, Melanie, oh yeah, that's God.
Can we talk about just this video right here, right now?
Yes.
This video right here, right now. None of us wanted to show up.
No, no, Lord, I was literally crying before coming to do this video.
I hope this sound. I hope there is sound because of this wind.
Oh God,
You crying now?
I didn't mean to. It just came out when I say I was literally crying before coming on this video. And
This is
oh
what
my
this
gosh,
is what this is what it this is what it looks like.
I like she
Literally
said,
crying. This morning I wanted to sleep, and my daughter got to school I think 9:45 this morning.
wow,
Late because I didn't want to get out of bed.
yeah. And I bawled all the way till when you called me. Cry. And you know what? It's okay to cry. It's okay to scream out from the rooftop. I've done it several times. I went down road bit and just drive down there. Thank God I drive a truck.
Oh Jesus.
Drive down road bit by myself, nobody there, just me on the beach, and just bawl and just scream and just be angry if you want to be angry and be sad if you want to be sad. But I showed every emotion and I went through all the emotions because I reached a point, Mel, I don't want to be holding up my emotions anymore, trying to fit in this box that society put me in. Oh, because you to go this kind of church or this type of this type of denomination, you have to act a certain way. You have to do this. You have to do that. This is the right way to speak. This is the right way to. No, I'm just saying, like in general, as a church goer, as a Christian, they paint you in this box. You have to be a certain way. As a mom, you have to be a certain way. You have to be like this. You have to dress this way. You have to speak this way. You have to put your hair a certain way because if your hair is out like this is deemed to be unkept. This is unkept to some people. And I reach a point, and this is me rebelling maybe because I reach a point where I don't want to be held in this box anymore, Mel. I am done with that. And to hell with who don't like it. This is where I reach right now. I don't care who don't like it anymore because I've spent so many years. This year I can be 30. This year I can be 30. And I have spent so many of my years trying to get validation from people who don't even know me, who don't even took the time to figure out who I was.
I think they have the audacity to tell you how to live.
How to live. How to live. And I'm so over that. I am so over it. And this is why we decided to be a part of And Still She Rises.
Because this book is written by women
For
for
women.
women who have gone through. Let me tell you some things that we have gone through and are continuing to go through and still show, hey, I'm gonna give you this, sister, to show you that this is what I've gone through. I'm still here, still fighting. I can be honest about how I started my journey with this book. I had it all planned out. I had it planned out perfectly. I was so thankful for the opportunity. The Dr. Reeder, she gave us this wonderful opportunity to be authors. I'm a first-time author, and I had it planned out everything. I had a full-time job, even though I was going through a separation with my kid's dad. I was still showing up and showing out. And then, in the matter of, I would say, through the production of the book,
Here.
there was I was being tested, but I was still showing up, and I tell nearing the end, when everything is when I'm supposed to get the final, everything started to go haywire. In 4 weeks, in a month, my whole life turned upside down. I was unemployed. Why? Because of my own decision. Because I could not take going to somewhere that was fueling me anymore. It's not that the place was a bad working environment. It wasn't a bad working environment. I was not mentally satisfied. How much of us go to somewhere every day and we hate getting up to work? When I tell you I used to go to work, girl, and on my way, I was having sick.
Yeah,
Or
anxiety.
I want to cry because I know I don't want to be there. I
Yeah,
don't want to be there, and I will feel guilty every time I take my check from you because I know I'm not giving you 100% to the point where my body was actually getting sick. My body was actually getting sick. When I tell you that I had a cough for whole long, chest infection was getting so bad, it was affecting my body. My mind was affected. I had to leave, and it was a sudden decision. I apologize to the people that I used to work for, but I said I had to choose. I had to choose me because I was breaking, and then I broke mentally, and I was in the hospital for 7 days. And that's something that I battled sharing because I don't want nobody to know that I was hospitalized because that didn't happen the first time. That didn't happen the first time. I had the privilege to stay home, but I had to be hospitalized because I was mentally unwell in that period. And then I felt ashamed for being mentally unwell because I tried to keep all the things inside and keep. You know when you're trying to stuff a bag and the bag can't hold up more, and then you get you surprised that the seams are coming out of the bag. Bags
yeah.
rip open and you surprised, and I had to be hospitalized for that. Now I'm here. This book opportunity. That book opportunity was the only thing keeping me going. Yes, I had my babies. I was hopeful. I had my business and everything, but then the business started to dry up. Income started to dry up. Little by little, everything was starting to dry up, and I'm like, oh my God, what's happening here? Then the book is coming down to the last thing, and I had to make a choice. Do I give up this book, or I keep my mouth shut and not share? Do I give up this book and keep my mouth shut about what's happening to me?
And God spoke for you.
And I was honest. I was honest with Dr. Reda. I said, Dr. Reda, look here, this is where I'm going. I said, boo boo. Right about now, here's what's going on. I was almost damn near homeless. I'm damn near homeless. I don't got no money. I can't pay you. And she gave it to me real. She's like, Melanie, we're gonna have to scrap you. After I gave a beautiful, beautiful chapter. She said maybe I might be able to help you, but the editor this and this and that and the fourth. When I tell you I bust out laughing. I call a friend of mine and I bust out laughing. I'm like, yo, what else you want to take from me? What is it you want to take from me? He said, just take my clothes now. Take my clothes now because I'm going through it. You took my income. Why did I do that? I don't understand why I did that. I could have probably stuck it out the problem a little bit more, but at the same time, I don't want to have a mental breakdown at work. Because that could have damaged me professionally. I'm actually happy that I did that. I quit before that happened. I'm homeless. I have 3 kids that require my energy. What else am I dealing with? I'm dealing with a breakup. I'm separated from their father. I have to deal with the navigation and all of that. What else? I know this one thing. I have this one thing that's keeping me going, keeping me pushing. And now this is what is being taken away. What else you want? I said, just go with my clothes. Take my clothes now. That's the point. That's the breaking point I got to. And then there was one night I was in church. I was going to church 2 nights straight. Something said, just let it go. Let it go. And at 9:55 p.m. on the second night of this church event, I wrote Dr. Reeder and I told her, Doc, I'm letting it go. I don't have the funds to pay you for this book, the final payment for this book. I don't want to hold up the other ladies' GM because I want other people to see the work that you guys done just take me out. Could you believe? 2 minutes after she texted me, she said, well, Melanie, your bill has been paid in full. What? I was like, I'm in church right now. I was like, I'm in church right now. I'm in church right now. I couldn't be but God. I didn't have it. I didn't have it. I had to borrow money. How much time I had to borrow money from a friend to buy gas? I was the one who people used to borrow from. Not even that I used to give away. I know I'm in a position where I have to be receiving, and that's uncomfortable. I have to ask for what I want. Sometimes I have to humble myself. Sometimes I see things what I want, and I have to cut my eye like I ain't see it. And I'm not used to this because I've grown past this. I worked past this part of my life. How long I worked so darn hard to get past this, and now I'm back here again. I feel like a failure. I am not.
And that's the part where we land, where we start to feel like we are no longer qualified for God's grace, or qualified for God's love, or qualified for love. We disqualify ourselves sometimes when we feel unworthy. Just say, I felt like a failure. And how much of us just feel that way where, damn, I do. And then I still fail. After putting everything in it, and then you fail, it can break you. And it's okay to fall. It is okay to fall. You will fall. I promise you, you will stumble a couple times.
But the thing is, when we fall, what happened? Especially in this society, we don't laugh at our brother and sister when they fall.
Yeah, we need to stop doing that. First of all, let's do a challenge. Let's do a challenge. Let's help the next person that we see about to fall. You'll be amazed at how much helping can do in this little society right here. To create your own little friend group, create your own amongst your friends, amongst your peers, create your little groups that say, okay, let's call it the women's support system or the men's support system, and have your conversations. But keep it in a, remember that space should be a safe space for y'all. Don't take right. Create that space and y'all share, y'all cry, y'all do what y'all need to do, but keep it there. You'll be surprised at how much you will elevate individually and as a collective. You will fall a few times. You will stumble. But I promise you, on your way down to the ground, God had you the whole time.
Oh, wow.
The entire time. He knew you were going to fall, so he catch you. He had you in his hands. And he said, I have to break this fall for her so she don't fall as hard. That's what he be saying. When you fall, when I fall, sometimes it'll be him gracefully pulling us down to the ground so we don't hit as hard. That too. That too. And when I did my chapter, the same opportunity, first of all, let's talk about how we even was able to get the opportunity. Let me start there.
To get there.
To get there is a story altogether. Because I had 35 cents in my account. Let's start with that.
Me had none.
And
none. I had none.
And Mel sent this post saying about these pastors and these women empowerment will be coming to the Virgin Islands, going to St. Thomas. And I immediately felt so drawn to it. Like, we have to go. We have to go. We have to go. Again, I have $0. Only cents in it. And I prayed. And I was like, God, I know I need to be there. I know I need to be there. Lord, please provide for me. And I went to sleep. I woke up and I sent you the screenshot, right?
Right.
I woke up the next morning and somebody, a friend of mine, randomly messages me saying, hey Gia, I was in worship and they told me to donate to you, to just send you some money. Exactly the amount of money that we needed to go down. Boat, Airbnb to stay down, transportation. I mean, everything that we needed was covered. It was covered. And now we are here now given an opportunity to speak our story. We didn't get to share our story in that book because it's a book about encouragement and just really showing to women that, listen, you can fail and that's okay. But you get up and show up and represent yourself the best possible way you can.
You get
every
up,
single
get up,
day.
get up. Even if you have to crawl. You can't get up, you crawl. You can't crawl roll.
I crawled for a long time. I crawled for a long. You know what?
I'm crawling now.
Listen. Do you know that when Stitchy passed away, Stitch, off of Ellen show, you know him?
Yeah.
That's his name, right? Stitchy.
I guess.
When he passed, Twitch.
Twitch.
When he passed, I was not. God, you say this. At no point I was surprised because I was there. How friendly he was, how jovial. Oh my God, hey, he was the life of the party. You couldn't have detected anything was wrong because he was what do you call it? A functional depressionist, someone who was functional. And I was too. For a very long time, I was not okay. Because again, I tried to put myself in this box to be accepted by people who don't even know me. Don't know me. Why? I was so busy. I was actively trying to be seen, actively trying to be heard, actively trying to be someone that is worth their time, worth a conversation, to prove that I was worthy.
Why?
Because I didn't feel worthy in myself. I was insecure. I was the wrong complexion, the wrong hair texture, the wrong size, in the wrong company. It's all these different things that was wrong for me. And
Who told you that?
society told me.
Who told you that? Who told you that?
Social media say if you don't have a big bum, you ain't nothing. If you ain't red bone, you ain't nothing. If you ain't got straight long hair, you ain't nothing. If you know what I mean? And so it's like these magazines that we place all girls in, these pageants that we place all girls in to compare themselves to other girls. You understand what I'm saying? We buy all girls dollies with not with that's not their hair texture. And then we want to know why they're growing up saying, I don't measure up, mommy. I don't measure up, mommy. Because we get them dollies that have straight long hair with a straight nose and their nose wrong. And their hair curly. So of course they're gonna compare themselves to the toys that they even have at home. And then we teach them that you compete. So we put them in pageants, we put them in these different things. And then you grow up as women now, from that age to now women, and you can't even celebrate your sister. Because that sister in celebration is not you. So you can't even celebrate that sister. And that's wrong.
Schooling me now,
It's
Gia.
wrong.
Ooh, you're schooling me now,
It's
Gia.
wrong.
You're schooling
And
me.
yeah, it's wrong. And then this is why now, like for me now, I want to tell my sisters that I'm proud of you. Like you do a great job. How can I help you? Because I understand that it's a sisterhood. We can't do this by ourselves. We were taught by the enemy to compete with each other. Meanwhile, the moment we start to compete is the moment we drop our own value.
Jesus. Say that again.
The moment we start to compare ourselves to other women is the moment we lose. Is the moment we drop our value because we're not even in competition.
Ooh.
There's nothing about you that I want. It's something about me that I, because
Are we
God,
in church right now?
no, because God placed everything that you need to be in you to be successful. And God placed everything in me that I need to be successful. So the moment we compare ourselves, we drop that. We put our own gifts aside. We put our own things that God bless us with aside, and we look at what the other person has. And at that point, we lose because we're no longer in our terrain. We're not with that other person's terrain.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
To add on what you were saying, actually, I was watching this video with this girl, and she was like, this guy came up to her and was like, so what do you rate yourself? And she was like, I don't rate myself. And he's like, man, you just mad because you're a 5. And she was like, no, I'm not mad. I'm not a 5. I don't rate myself because the moment I start to rate myself is the moment I have to compare myself to somebody else. That means if I'm a 5, then she's a 6. Then there's a 10. Then there's a 1. So I don't rate myself. So I completely understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
This competition. There's so many. Look here. There's so many things that we can get to. Look here. The purpose of this video was to say, girl, no matter what you're going through, rise.
Right.
And still she rises. And you're gonna continue rising the same way that we're rising.
Yes.
And I hope that you grab one of the books. And I hope that our chapter blesses you the way it blessed me. And if you want to hear more from us, definitely let us know in the comments.
Yes.
Share the video, send us a message, and we'll definitely do more videos like this. But until then,
Love you.
love you.
Blessings.
That was good.